What is up, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Big Brother 18 finale, and today is a beautiful day. Paul Abrahamian won the game of Big Brother. Let's give a round of applause. Wait, hold on. Paul won, right?
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul
And Chris, give you the latest on Big Brother finale. Big Brother 18 finale. We're going to be covering, the finale. This is episode 39 of Reality Room Podcast, and we have a lot to talk about. Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, I know a lot of stuff happened. You know, we had some exciting stuff.
Figures we need to fucking flip flop. The last second we need to flip flop.
Yeah, last second we need to. Well, not really flip flop, but it was really crazy stuff happened.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. Let's jump right into this finale. So we start off opening up with the competition, and I actually like this first.
This
part
is
of the
a
HOH.
weird endurance comp.
I know, like, you guys like cats? I mean,
They had to move into different places too, and they had to
I wanted to
stand on different things.
Yeah, I know. It was real, and they had to jump into milk bowls and shit. It was pretty cool. Although it seemed like a really short competition. It lasted maybe a little over an hour, and all I want to say before we get to the result is I wanted to take some of those cats home.
Yeah, right. Who? Those cats are adorable.
I know. Why can't all cats be like those three? They're so big too. We could probably. I don't know. Okay.
Anyways, back to the
getting a little weird now. All right. So weirdly enough, Nicole falls first from one of the stations, and then James falls right after. Now, my initial thought. And what's your initial thought?
What were you gonna say? James threw it.
Well, isn't that the initial thought?
No, I don't think so.
When I watched that, that's what I assumed.
I didn't assume that. You don't throw the last HOH comp. Never.
Mike Boogie, season 7.
Don't compare James to Mike Boogie. Let's be real here. James was not throwing that competition.
No one throws the last HOH. Mike Boogie.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that James threw that.
No, I thought he did, but in the diary room he said he didn't. I was like, all right.
No, of course not.
I was like, all right, I guess he just fell. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we jump to the second part of the HOH.
It's between Nicole and James.
That's right. Because Nicole and James fell, Paul won the first part. Mm-hmm. So, race cars.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Picture a roller coaster. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I like that. It's a different type of competition that we've never had in Big Brother.
It was really short.
Yeah.
I don't know. These competitions were really short.
I think they just want to speed it up, to be honest.
I think they were just I know people don't really care.
Yeah.
It's done. Everyone knows Paul's winning. So.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So we find out that Nicole wins it, and Nicole was doing pretty good with the competition. It seemed like she was... The way they edited it together, it seemed like she was moving back and forth more than James.
Yeah, I know. The edit was weird. I guess James spent a lot of time on the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand the editing. How could she have done 10 minutes better with that edit, you know?
Yeah. Well,
I
that's what they do
to
make it dramatic. It's reality TV.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't.
So, do you want to jump into the Will roundtable?
Right,
so the roundtable was pretty interesting.
We'll start off with reaction with Corey walking in. I mean, everyone seemed to be pretty content for the most part, except for Paulie, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Corey explained that Paul won the Final Four HOH and the Final Four veto, foreshadowing to his eventual win tonight. Not.
I just can't. I can't. Oh, okay, keep going. Just keep going. Let's get this over with.
We're both very distraught about the results, but yeah, Corey walks in and Dr. Will starts his conversation up, and whose game do they start with? James or
they
Paul?
start with James.
Right, they start with James's game. Basically, they say that he played a great social game.
Yeah, which I agree. 100%.
Didn't get any blood on his hands.
Yeah,
true.
What was the negative that they said about him? I forget what it was. He didn't make any big moves.
Yeah,
what I mean?
He didn't make any big moves.
But, I mean, you don't have to make big moves in Big Brother to play a good game. Derek didn't have to make all the big moves. Cody made some big moves, and that's how Derek won and beat Cody.
Derek won 4 HOHs, though. So,
yeah, but Cody won more comps than Derek did and got more blood than Derek did.
I disagree, because Derek won more HOHs. Cody won combined more, because Derek never won a veto. Okay. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
Maybe with the final. I mean, maybe you're right with the final 4 vote.
Yeah, because he got Caleb out, he got Victoria out, he got.
But that was both of their play. Oh, okay. We're jumping into 16. You can
just,
tell we don't care too much about the results.
We're just comparing and contrasting.
And contrasting. So James won 1 HOH, and that's
all he really needed to win. Honestly, he didn't have to win all these competitions because he was playing a good social game with everyone,
and he jumped ship when he had to.
Yeah. Like he had a good story too. Like in the beginning, he was laying low. He was a big target because he was with Natalie, and also he won 1 HOH that got Frank out, which everybody wanted out.
The biggest target in the house. He got out.
And also like he used the care package to benefit his game because he got Zakia out.
Yeah, I mean he had. He played a better game than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
And I'm the first to admit it, but he definitely played an inferior game to the other 2 finalists.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, yeah.
Personally, I think everyone on the jury...
I feel like James is more liked by the 3 of them. Like, comparing to Paul.
Oh, yeah,
more, like, you know what I mean? They personally like James a little bit more than Nicole and Paul.
Probably, on a personal level. Game-wise, I think they all know those 2 played a better game.
Yeah.
Like 100%. So who's going to talk about next? Was it Nicole or Paul?
Paul.
Okay, so let's talk about Paul, and they have no bad things to say about
Mastermind,
his game.
liar, great liar, good strategist. But then Devon goes in and so like, wait, so there's Paul the strategist and Paul the person.
I don't really understand that.
What does that have to do with anything? Paul's an asshole. He makes bad comments. Blah blah blah. What? Okay. Irrelevant to the game.
And let me just say this. I mean, Paul has the dignity to say that shit to your face.
Right.
And
even Victor even said it himself. Like, he owns up to it.
Yeah, everyone in the fucking house I mean, this is why all the fucking people who won the top in the beginning went...
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Because they all talk shit behind people's back.
They were all planning on getting Paul out at one point. So I don't blame Paul for... In the beginning.
Yeah, that too. I mean, week 2, week 3 after Victor probably. But if Jose won that veto instead of Paul would have left.
Yeah.
Is that not a rebound story that people want to hear about?
That's a great fucking story, I feel like.
You know who else had a game where they were low in the beginning and had to bounce back?
Steve?
No.
Oh, well, I was talking about the... Okay, never mind.
Dr. Will in Season 2. First week in the house. He after the first week they like rebel against his group week and then season 10 Dan Giesling, remember his best allies on the block. He has a great relationship with this one guy Brian, and he goes home and Dan's like, what now?
Forms something with Memphis.
That was 5 weeks down the road, but yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Dan was a big target at that point, but he got through it. Through his loyalty, and that's why he won. And Paul should have done the same thing.
That's what I thought.
Or that's what I thought about his game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Paul played a very similar game to Dan in season 10. Season 10 Dan.
Yeah, season 10 Dan.
Except maybe he talked a lot of shit to people.
But that doesn't mean anything. Like, the Evil Dix is the biggest asshole ever, but yet he played a better game. He played a really good game.
I would say Paul is a mixture of season 10 Dan, not 14 for all you diehard fans out there.
And Evil Dick.
Chris has some things to say about season 14 Dan and Evil Dick. I would say
that's a perfect example right there.
Great combination.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of it because they played such different games.
Yeah.
But putting them together, it's really Paul.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, all the jury members say
that Paul is a strategist.
Did great.
Done. That's all you have to, and now we're going on to Nicole.
Okay, so Nicole, they say that she played a good game, backstabbed people, when she had to. But Michelle says that she just laid in bed for half the game, which is not. It's not
spot the lie.
It's not. Yeah, spot the lie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she did. But then again, she didn't really have to play, like she said in her final speech, which we'll get to later.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, is that really like? But that's why she wasn't. I don't know. I guess
not having to play until day 70, isn't that a little weird, a little tacky? It is.
It's not something where you're like from start to finish.
Yeah, like don't be so proud of not having to play until day 70.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that. It's like, whose story do you respect the most? And I think all of us can say we respect Paul.
Yeah.
He could have went out the first night.
To be frank, Nicole just got lucky mostly because she wasn't pulling any of the strings because a lot of people wanted her out in the beginning, but she wasn't pulling the strings behind their eviction.
Yeah.
You know who was? Paulie and Paul.
Yes.
Paulie and Paul and James.
The only thing
and
Nicole did, I will say,
Alliance.
Nicole was the one. Well, not really Nicole, but Nicole was trying to convince Paulie to vote out Bronte instead of Tiffany
That was,
at one point, but that was mostly Michelle and Devon.
That was Michelle.
Yeah, that was Michelle.
Yeah, that was all Michelle.
Right. And I want to talk about something that she said in her final speech, Nicole. That's a lie, but
we'll talk about that.
We'll talk
later.
about that.
All right,
later,
so round table. We'll say the round table's done.
Yeah.
I think we talked enough about it.
So let's talk about the final competition.
Yeah, final competition. So it's the same thing they do at least the past few seasons. You know, they have them say a sentence, and it's either A, they said this, or B, they said this. Now they both did fucking terrible.
Yeah, they really did.
Even I knew the answers to some of them, and I'm like, dude, you fucking lived in the house with them for months, and you don't know. I don't know. But anyway, how did you feel when it was the last question? Paul was up by 1, and they both put down B. How do you feel?
No matter what, Paul was winning it.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, okay, good. Done. Paul wins it. Gets the final HOH. He's got
wins.
this. And wins. Yes. And wins.
yeah, and wins the game, and great for Paul because he's a great
He won.
deserving winner.
That means that he won every single competition after Victor left.
Yeah,
Every competition he won right after Victor left. That's good.
yeah.
That's brilliant.
He should have said he threw comms. That's what he should have said. Anyway,
Yeah, I guess, but
I think all
okay,
their minds are.
So
made
let's
up.
talk about, because this is important. Let's talk about his decision between voting out Nicole and voting out James. A lot of people on Twitter are saying that he should have voted out Nicole instead of James. I actually disagree.
Yeah, I also disagree, but for different reasons.
Yes.
You tell your reason
But
first.
the reason why I feel like Paul taking Nicole was a lot better is because I feel like there would have been a higher chance of maybe people voting James to win it over Nicole, because Paul thought in his mind that Michelle wasn't going to vote for Nicole.
Okay.
And people voting for James was more like of a question mark, because they didn't. Well, because once they leave the house, they don't say
Right.
who. Yeah.
Well, I disagree with that point, mostly because I could not see anyone voting for James to win, just because I know everyone in the jury knows that Paul and Nicole played a better game. There's no way they don't know that, because when they walk into that jury house, they're not saying it was James who sent me there. They never said that any week after maybe Zakiya.
So then, why do you think that? Why do you think that you think he should have taken James?
I didn't think it really mattered.
Yeah.
My opinion is that Paul should have fucking won against
Either one of them.
either of them, because he played a much better game than either of them, and to me it's just very surprising.
Yeah.
The result, and we'll get to the result. I mean, you all know the result.
Yeah, you guys already know the results, but we're gonna get into all that because there's other stuff that we want to clarify.
Yeah, let's clarify some stuff. So Paul taking Nicole,
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad. It was.
I didn't
not
think
a
it was that
move.
bad. Honestly, I thought it was set in stone that Paul was winning.
Yeah, I thought there was no way in hell Paul's losing this. I was like, okay. But, there's this inkling in my stomach that's just I know Davon's going to turn everyone in the fucking jury. And Corey's going to get to Paulie.
Yeah.
And Paulie's going to get to Paulie. And
I thought
Day
Paulie
and
would have.
Zakiya.
I just thought some people would have respected the game a little bit more, on
mean,
Paul's game.
Makes you think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they say they do, but they don't.
Right. So let's talk about. So what do
Or
we do?
jury management, maybe?
Let's do the questions.
Call it awful jury management, though. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do the questions. So Natalie asks James. I'm sorry.
Paul.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm getting confused. Natalie asks Paul why I should vote for you if you said these mean things, and she even says you're a great liar, great strategist. What the fuck? What? Who gives a shit what he said?
Well, that's why Natalie wasn't in the top 3 for America's favorite, because...
Well, I mean, that was after the results were done.
No, I know, but
but you're
it's
saying-
that person. She takes things personally, and you can't take things too personally in the Big Brother.
Right. So then Paul just says that he came into the house being exactly who he was, and he's gonna leave the exact same way he was. That's why he wanted to play the game. He was being truthful to himself, and I respect that.
You talk smack to people's faces, not behind their back, like every other fucking player this season.
Nicole did that shit. Nicole's talking shit about everyone.
That's all Nicole did, and like in the days that she was sleeping in bed, all she did was fucking talk shit.
Yeah.
That's why she went from number 1 to number 13 on Jokers.
Yeah.
It wasn't because we thought she was playing a bad game necessarily back then. It's because she was talking shit.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Michelle's question, which was, and this is what I want to get to. Michelle asked Nicole what her biggest game move is, and she said that when it was, I think it was 5 against 2, or was it 7 against 2?
5 against 2.
When it was 5 against 2, Nicole convinced Natalie to turn on her allies.
To me, that was more.
That's not what happened though. When Natalie won that HOH, we saw on the live feeds before that she was going to target Paul. She was targeting Paul no matter what. Nicole didn't influence anything that she said. That was the idea that she implanted in James's mind. Nicole had nothing to do with that. Natalie went to Nicole right after that and said, listen, we want to get Paul. He's playing a great game. And that's when that whole entire shit happened. Nicole had no influence over that decision. That's complete bullshit.
I don't remember that, but Chris
I
does.
do.
All right, so...
I remember exactly where it was, too. It was on top of the HOH room.
Okay, I'm sure it happened.
Find that fucking clip, and then there you go.
Find the clip, okay. Any other questions do we remember? None really stuck out.
Other one was like Victor. Were they asking like why should you win over the other person? And that was they were pretty much telling their story. Paul was saying that he was on the block 6 times. He had to fight his way there. He had no allies. He wasn't a returnee.
Won the most competitions.
And that's the thing. When you vote for someone to win, you base on the 3 attributes, which is social game, strategic game, and whoever wins the most comps when they needed to.
Yeah, and that's what.
And competitions go to Paul.
Yeah, competitions go to Paul like in a heartbeat, and he won 4 out of the past 4 competitions he was in.
Yeah.
Nicole's speech, I thought she actually did pretty well.
That's what I thought too. I thought she did pretty good.
She had a pretty good speech too.
She was saying that like Corey and they made a final 2 in the beginning of the game, complete strangers. I understood that, and I think that's a good reasons. I do think that's good reasons why.
Yeah, I do. Listen. If it was between Nicole and James, I would want Nicole to win 1,000%.
Yeah.
But if it's between,
or if it was like Nicole wins the final HOH and takes Paul, that's a different story.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would even understand that more because then Paul wouldn't have had the most competition wins in the house.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way it would have been. I think it would have been tied between
Victor and I don't even know Victor and Paul. If Nicole,
I don't know who had 6th in the house.
Anyways,
I think it was Victor.
So,
let's go to.
They said their speeches, right?
We talked about Paul's speech. Nicole's speech we said was pretty good. I like what she said about her gameplay
and also manipulating Paulie to go on the block.
Yeah,
I don't understand why she said stranger about Paulie, which was weird.
Yeah,
you know who Paulie is.
Yeah, she knows. I mean, they haven't met that many times.
Yeah, I know, but like you met before the show, they had to. Yeah,
but not even Derek has met Paulie a lot.
Derek, yes.
I mean, not like a lot.
Not a lot, but like, come on.
But like, I mean, if Derek's only
no matter what, Paul has never met these people outside.
Yeah,
Paul is an individual player who has never met any of these people outside, and I like. This like he was in a whole new world with these fucking people.
And he's a fresh face. Like he had to learn the game of Big Brother.
He's a recruit who dominated social, strategic, and competition gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you want in a recruit. Like those are the people like you look back on and you say this is fantastic. Like this is what I want from every recruit. Mm-hmm. But not all of them have the capability to do so, or they're not in the house long enough to develop that. Remember Paul, second week, he's like, should I use the veto on Jose instead? Like, remember that? That was Paul.
Yeah.
Week 2. And fucking week 10, he's fucking week 12 or 13, he's manipulating fucking everything.
Yeah.
He manipulated James for his vote. Did you see that? Was that not genius? Let me talk to you about what Paul did. He's like, listen, I heard from Nicole.
We're talking about when he eliminated James, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was genius.
Him and James had a final 2. Paul was never going to abide by it, ever. And he tells James The reason why he's voting him out is because I heard from Nicole that you were trying to break a deal, and I had to take the person who's the most loyal to me.
Which is great because we know that James is a loyal person, and when Paul tells him that you aren't loyal to me, he respects James. He's making a team like James is the bad guy, not Paul.
And
which is perfect.
And here's the thing, guys. Paul was never going to take him anywhere.
Exactly.
He just totally manipulated the hell out of him. And remember James's question to Paul?
Yeah.
And he did the same thing, and that's why James voted for Paul. That's why Paul should win.
There you go, guys.
Oh my god.
So let's
talk about the votes and why we think they voted the way they did.
So let's go. Are we gonna go from the way they did it?
The way they did it.
Okay, so James votes for Paul, and I was kind of surprised, but not too much.
Right. I mean, I know James know that Paul played the better game, and everyone said that if Paul was in the finals, he was gonna win.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Next person.
Corey. That was an obvious
Corey,
one.
Nicole, obvious. Victor.
Victor, another obvious one.
Paul, obvious.
Now, we have Natalie, which voted for... I was a little confused why she voted for Nicole, I'm going to be honest.
Well, again, Natalie always had the thing of girl winning against guy. So she always had that prospect. And
she's always like girl power and stuff.
Yeah, she's like girl power, feminist, although feminism isn't voting for a woman that's not as accomplished as a man in Big Brother. Sorry, that's not what feminism is. Feminism is respecting a strong woman, which Nicole was still inferior to Paul in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, if it was Vanessa versus Paul, in the finals,
exactly.
Vanessa would win in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
That's feminism. All right, anyway.
So we're on to Michelle. And like I said, she votes for Paul win over Nicole, which was smart.
Yeah, it's smart. She knows what she's doing. Then we have
Paulie. And I was so confused by this because I really thought Paulie and Paul had a established relationship.
I'll explain why I think the vote.
And I was kind of confused by that. But then I was thinking back and I'm like, well, Nicole and Paulie in the beginning, they were close, and they kind of had something...
And they were still aligned when he left. Paulie voted for Nicole.
Yeah.
Reason why I think so is 3 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was 2, I don't know. Well, I think it was 3. But one is that they know each other personally.
Yeah.
2 is that they were still aligned when Paulie left. And 3, Corey is his best friend. Yeah. He's not going to vote against his girl.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
So Bridget votes for Paul.
Smart girl.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget.
Z does whatever Paulie wants. That's how I felt like it.
Maybe
I think it was the girl thing, to be honest. I think she had the same type of thing with the girl thing. Like she wanted a girl to win. Because remember in the beginning of the game, like they were talking about girls gotta win the season, girls gotta win the season, girls gotta win the season.
Lame.
And I thought that was fucking bullshit. And then it comes down to
Day.
They were like shitting their pants. How close? Like 4-4, and it comes down to Day.
And Day, I knew where her vote was going because all her talk in the jury about how good of a game Nicole's playing, I'm like, they fucking whatever.
Yeah. So Day votes for Nicole and...
The game's over.
Yeah, 5-4. Very close. I don't think we've had a close one for a while.
No, we haven't had... have we ever even had a 5-4? I don't think we have.
It would have been possible. Start with 15. Start with the 9-person jury.
We had 3 4s before. 5-4 is brand new.
Yeah, 5-4 is brand new.
The closest we've had was 6-3 up to that point, and that just shows you, Paul played a good game.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't by a landslide. It was literally because it was pretty much a charity of Davon choosing between the two.
It was a charity of Natalie wanting a girl to win, and a charity of Paulie wanting to respect his boy Corey. I mean, listen.
Yeah, that's
all the pieces fell in the wrong place.
That's all it was. Yeah.
They're all like, okay, listen, I'm voting for you because of this reason, and they're like, oh, it's because she played a better game. But I don't think any of them actually think that.
I don't believe that.
And honestly, if they did think that, because they're in the jury house, they don't know everything that goes on. Respectfully, they don't. Yeah. But they're gonna watch the season back, and they're gonna say to themselves, okay, maybe I casted my vote incorrectly.
Yes.
And if they don't do that, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
They're fucking lying to themselves. If they go back and watch this season,
yeah.
and they say, oh, Nicole played the better game. Fuck you.
Are you kidding me? You'll see the editing clip, and it's just going to be her sitting in the bed all day. I'm sorry, but she did not... She played a good game, and she could have... I think if she took Paul, if she won the last HOH and took Paul, and she won, I would have respected that a
If it was
lot better.
5-4, I would have got it. I would have understood it. I would have said, okay, Nicole wins, takes Paul.
But that's fucking
and it's a
bullshit.
toss-up. Paul wins final HOH.
Wins
It is what
every
it is.
comp, and I'm just
All right,
fucking
so
sick of this shit.
America's favorite player goes to Victor.
Thank God! Get one thing right.
Both sitting ducks got some money
I
at
know,
least.
yeah.
All right. Well, you want to end it there? We're going to be covering Big Brother over the top.
Yeah.
We'll also be
Well, we have to
covering
talk about that. So you guys get to vote for either Jason or Jose to get back into the game.
Go Messiah.
I'd rather vote for Jason.
And we're also doing Survivor now. Link to that down below. Actually, link to that right over here.
Yeah.
Let's learn how to do that now.
Annotations, yeah.
Let's learn how to do those.
So overall, the season would have been fine. I would have loved it if Paul won.
Yeah, it would have been great, but
I just didn't expect that.
I'm just going to erase this season from my mind and just
I-
watch over the top.
And I get
next
I
week.
get aggravated thinking about this whole outcome because it's not fair.
I do too. And with that, guys, it's been Reality Room Podcast.
We've had fun doing this kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
We've had McCray on.
Well,
We've had some people on.
We had less fun today than we had in the
Yeah.
previous videos. This is Reality Room Podcast with Paul
And Chris.
Until next time, guys. Which we're doing a Survivor.
Yeah, we're
video
doing
after
Survivor. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be talking about Big Brother Over the Top.
this. Yeah, I already said that, but
Yeah, done.
and I'll do more live. And I'll do a lot of live feeds for that because it's only once a week. All right, peace.
Yep, see you guys.